Hello and welcome to Calm on Tour, and today's a little bit different than I normally do, and the reason why it's slightly different was because I'm a little bit too tired to be going out today, and I thought I'd explain a little bit why I'm doing the channel and give you a couple of tips that I've found over the years that has helped with someone with a chronic condition. So probably about a year and a half ago, I was really struggling, and I had a couple of conditions that were really flaring up, and I was pretty much bedbound. I was really struggling, and I couldn't move. My pain was really severe. I thought at that point that I wouldn't be able to get out again, and I didn't like that. I didn't want that to be who I was. Under the right things that I need, I can do a little bit more. It takes me longer than everyone else, and I do struggle. I do struggle a lot, and I take a lot of time and energy, and it takes its toll. So when I do a video, I need to have a good day, and it will take a lot out of me, and I will need quite a long time to recover from that. So with my conditions, I have chronic pain. I also have a lot of brain fog and really bad fatigue, and I spend a lot of time struggling, but I'm not letting it stop me. I'm really not letting it stop me. I am trying my best to get out and do these videos, and that's why I like to have you guys along the way with me, because it's my journey that I'm doing with you. So today what I thought I'd do is have an idea of what I do and how I plan and set out for a journey. And this is to anywhere really. Now, you might be like me that has a lot of mobility issues and have problems, and you think, well, where can I go? Where can I go to these places? Or is there anywhere that I will be able to do it or manage? And there are two great websites out there, and Access-Able is one, and the other one is Ewan's Guide. Now, these are two websites that are really good at showcasing places that are accessible for people with disabilities and difficulties, and are good at promoting places to go and visit. And they have different access across the whole of the UK to be able to show that these are the places to go and visit. Now, one thing I like to do is plan everything, every little detail about when I go to these places. And some people might think it's overkill, but it really isn't. And I think it's important when you're going to a place is to research everything, and that's from the routes that you go into, and parking as well, because it's not just the place, is it, that we go to that is important. It's how we get there, and an accessible parking is important. I went to somewhere, you might have seen it recently. I went to a place and there just wasn't enough parking, and that was a real letdown. So it's important that we research places to go, and don't hesitate to ask questions. The amount of places that I've been to recently that they said, just drop us an email or give us a call, and I know that's easier said than done, because sometimes people don't get back to you, which is frustrating. But yeah, always research and plan your journey to get there, and try and find out the facilities that they've got, which is really, really important as well. One thing to think about as well is, once you've planned your journey, is what to take. I have a walking aid, but what you don't tend to see on my videos is, especially my car, I've got, I think, four four different mobility aids that I use on leaving the house. A lot of the time it's my stick. I also have a stick with a seat on it, which is really good, and that's something that I try and use quite a lot when I know there's not many places to sit down. I also have a rollator for that when I need a bit more stability. So I do use a rollator quite a lot. And one thing that I was told about that I've seen a couple of people use, but not many, are hiking poles, walking poles, and they're actually really good. And I've used that quite a lot. Sometimes it makes me think that I'm a skier, and some people look at me a little bit more funny than they usually do. But yeah, the walking poles are really good, so I'd recommend trying to use that as well, because sometimes putting that pressure on the stick can really hurt. So walking poles is definitely a thing to try and use. Things I also use is my sunflower lanyard. I use that quite a lot, and I take that with me. I think that's important to use, and I know people sometimes don't want to show off their disabilities or mobility issues or things like that, but to be honest, I think it is something that I need to do more, because sometimes just having that bit of symbol to show that you have mobility issues or you have a disability or things like that people might not be aware of, because quite a few times people have said, oh, you don't look disabled, which really winds me up. But I know I don't look disabled. I'm not in a wheelchair or something like that, but I am. So having that, having a lanyard like that is really good. A second thing I always take with me in my wallet is an access card. And also that's really good to show that you have a disability, but also it has what needs you might need, which is also quite good. And they're doing really well, and I think you have to pay a small price for that. It is worth having. We shouldn't be ashamed of our disabilities. And I know sometimes I am, and I don't like showing it, and I don't talk about it as much as I should do. But this is what this video is about. And that's pretty much it for this week. I just wanted to express to you really that it's okay to be disabled, and sometimes it's okay to take time for yourself to have a bit of a relax, and don't put too much pressure, because we all know how much pressure is put on people in all walks of life. So we don't need to add pressure to ourselves. I've got loads of videos planned in my head and things I'd like to do, and some of them is not going to happen because of my disability. But I'm going to work out a way of making some of those dreams a reality, even if it's not how we expect it to be. So please think about liking this video, sharing it out. Hopefully it's given someone a help or a tip that they might not have thought of. And please subscribe. It helps so much, more than I knew, and I think more than a lot of people knew actually how much it helps YouTubers. So please think about subscribing and sharing it out. Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye.